Here, let's go on to Man City 1, Liverpool 1. This was the Super Sunday game. Greg, you got, I guess, the key man and the key moment there behind you. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so it was the handball, wasn't it, that led to the penalty? Quite clear cut. Are we all in agreement of that? Handball within the new rules.
Yeah,
You can't really
Joe
argue with it.
Gomez. Yeah.
And it's Kevin De Bruyne coming up for a penalty. You sort of got a good idea how it's going, but he just misses the. It's the first time that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the first time that someone's missed the goal completely since August 2018, which was Man City versus Liverpool.
Oh.
Which was what? Sorry,
it was Riyad Mahrez against Liverpool.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I think that it was a great game to watch. It was totally end to end, and it could have gone any way. And I think 1-1 means a lot more to Man City. I don't think it affects Liverpool too much. Tom will, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think for City that 1 point is crucial. But I think it's probably a fair result from my perspective.
Yeah, Tom, as a Liverpool fan on the podcast today, thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a good result. We over the last 3 seasons, I think we've gone to the Etihad and lost all 3 times, and I think it's about 12-1 on aggregate. Obviously, the last game was a bit of a freak with us already having won the league, but no, I'm happy with that. I think we went into the game. I was a bit nervous about the lineup. It was really attacking lineup from Klopp, basically like a 4-2-4. Where especially like Henderson's grown into a defensive midfield role quite well, but without Fabinho there, you're always going to be a bit nervous, especially when you're away at City. So I have to say, before the game, I was like thinking this is well too attacking, but as people pointed out to me, what we had been trying at the Etihad over the last 3 years hadn't really worked. So fair play, and we've gone in there, and I think City were as probably a surprise as me, because Liverpool started much the better, probably over the first half an hour or so. They're definitely the better team. And definitely deserve to be ahead. Clear penalty on Mane. I think City were a bit annoyed because Sterling had maybe had a little knock on him down the other end about a minute before, but it's a definite penalty. And then I think we just went back into our shell a little bit. I think De Bruyne got a bit more of a hand in the game, and that's where I think that midfield did lose him a little bit. I think with the attacking four, I think it got pointed out very well during the coverage. Like Mane was caught up field, and Wijnaldum had to come across to cover down City's right, just ahead of Robertson, and then that's how they grabbed the first goal. And then City did take the initiative a bit, and that's what led to the penalty, which was thankfully missed. And then the second half, I think 70 minutes on, both teams were quite happy to take the draw. Which I think I've been frustrated when Klopp's done that in the past, but that's more like second half of the season. I think at this early stage of the season, more than happy to just get away with the draw there, especially, as I say, our previous results.
Boothie, with Diego Jota's recent form, was it a kind of a man management masterstroke by Jurgen Klopp to put in, Salah, Firmino, Jota and Mane into the same team to kind of say, look, I recognise the effort of you, Bobby Firmino, and also I recognise how well Jota's been playing. There is space for all 4 of you if you can work together. Do you think many other managers in the league would have gone with that almost like a 4-2-4 formation? That's what I used to play on Ultimate Team back in the day. But yeah, is that a good play by Klopp?
I feel like that was a very ballsy move by Klopp to do over the weekend, because playing 44 against City away, you need some cojones to do that kind of stuff. But I feel like he's seeing that he can't now leave Jota out of the starting 11 now, because Jota, what he's doing in the Cup and in Europe, he's been absolutely killing it, while Firmino hasn't been doing much, if we're being honest.
So, in a goal scoring term, Tom maybe would argue
in a goal scoring term,
yeah.
But let's be honest, your strikers there to score goals, not to press from the front. You know what I mean? So yeah. I feel like he understands and he's seeing that Jota has to play. it's crazy if I start leaving them out. I'll give it a couple more weeks until Firmino hits the bench, because if Jota keeps going the way he is, you can't just try and place him into the team just to get Firmino in as well, just to make everyone happy. He's got to take some risk and like take Firmino out, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Jota, do you think he's another reason that Portugal are probably one of the favourites for the Euros this year? The Euros, which may actually be changing to a single country tournament at this rate, which I hear Russia is one of the favourites to host the tournament, possibly. Yeah. First of all, I guess on that news, do you think it's right to change it to a single country with COVID obviously being still a thing? Vaccine news today, positive, but still a big thing. John, right not to have it all across Europe?
I mean, yeah, I think so. We can't wait forever for COVID and all the rest of it. I think it's just where, it's just where. But I don't have a problem with it being maybe in one country, and then the next time, once vaccines and everything else is all out there, then going back to the original scheduled plan. That's my thoughts on that.
And then Tom, going back to that original point there about Portugal being a big threat this or if this tournament happens this year, which it likely should. Cristiano Ronaldo, his probably last dance, so to speak. Quite a few other weapons in there: João Felix, Diego Jota, etc., etc. Would you put them as favourites over France, or is it still France?
I mean, Ronaldo certainly has a weapon, but yeah, I think Jota definitely can be. I don't know whether he starts every game, to be honest, for Portugal, but I think if he carries on like he is for Liverpool, he certainly will be. I think France, when you look at the depth they've got, it's just before every tournament that those graphics get brought out. Like, here's what France's second team could be. Here's what France's third team could be. It's outrageous. So I think they're obviously the top team in Europe at the moment. I guess it depends on where it actually ends up, because we've seen in the past how much like home advantage can help and hinder teams if it's in the wrong place. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the different having it in different nations. So I really like when the tournament kind of takes on a bit of the culture of the host country. And you get that sense of it, and each one, as you remember it back, you can place it in that sense. So I'd be more than happy to see it like move to a country, and it makes total sense.